The many trials and tribulations that had beset the woman on the trek from Chicago seemed to have been forgotten. All the ladies had taken special pains to look their best. Their hair was done, their dresses starched and pressed. The men were also decked out, in everything from fancy suspenders and fresh-pressed trousers to shiny new suits. As Loreli shared congratulatory hugs and small talk with the women, she asked after Belle, the young woman who shared her wagon, but Belle had already journeyed on with the man she would be marrying. That saddened Loreli, because she dearly wanted to tell Belle goodbye. Loreli had taken the young woman under her wing during the journey from Chicago, and they'd become very close. Loreli moved on to congratulate a few of her other friends and noted the interested eyes of some of the men standing nearby. She knew she was hard to miss in the low-cut blue satin dress that left the crowns of her shoulders bare. But because these men were here to marry women who'd become her friends, she didn't give any of the farmers more than a friendly nod in return. Loreli didn't want any misunderstandings. In reality, though, she secretly wished to be one of the brides. She'd be 35 years of age come November, and on her own in life since the age of 14. She was tired of gambling dens, traveling, and having a life that discouraged roots, family, and peace of mind. Deep down inside, parts of herself yearned for the security of a farmhouse, a steady man, and a few kids. But her past life made fulfillment of that yearning impossible. What man wanted a wife whose occupation was gambling? None she'd ever met. Men wanted their women docile and of good character, and in society's eyes, she was neither. She decided she should just go back to her boarding house room, lest she be overwhelmed by her mood. Loreli paused for a few moments to say farewell to Grace Atwood, the woman who'd organized the wagon train. Then she headed back to claim the rented buggy she'd driven over in. Beneath the tree by her buggy stood two little brown-skinned girls. They looked to be 7 or 8 years of age. Both copper faces were framed by long black plaits that shot out from their heads at a cockeyed angle, as if the person who'd braided them hadn't much experience with the task of doing hair. There were red ribbons tied on the ends, however, and Loreli wondered if the little ones had done the braids themselves. She also noticed that unlike all the other little girls she'd seen at the gathering this evening, these two were not gussied up in starched pinafores and Sunday slippers. They were attired like boys in denim trousers, flannel shirts, and sturdy boots. At her approach, one of the girls asked politely, "May we speak with you?" The diction was so adult-like, Loreli was taken aback. Her second jolt came when she realized the two girls were twins, identical, but for an old scar visible on the left side of the nose of the silent one. "Certainly," Loreli responded, peering down. "What about?" "Whose mama are you going to be?" Loreli's perfectly arched brows knitted in puzzlement. "What do you mean?" "Some of our friends are getting new mamas from the wagon train. Whose mama did you come to be?" Loreli looked back at the ongoing celebration. She understood now. "I didn't come to be anybody's mama." The girls passed a happy look between them. The twin who'd been doing all the speaking declared proudly, "Then you can be ours." Loreli's golden eyes widened. "Excuse me?" "We need a mama, and since Uncle Jake didn't want to come and pick one out, we decided we'd do it ourselves." Loreli looked around the glade for this Uncle Jake or anyone else who might belong to these beautiful but strange youngsters, but she saw only the folks gathered around the church. "Is your uncle here?" "No, he's in Lawrence at a convention. He's a black Republican." "I see," Loreli said. "A voting man. So your Uncle Jake doesn't know you're here?" The girls